So in this trial, we're going to look at some additional concepts for POA control in non-overseeded Bermuda grass. This site, so this is Tifway hybrid Bermuda grass. You can see we're still fully dormant, which makes things very easy to see treatment differences at this time of year in Knoxville. Our POA annua, as you can see in the non-treated check plot in front of me, is going to be your dark green grasses throughout these plots. Should note, our POA here is herbicide susceptible. We have no resistance issues. That can't be taken for granted. Nationwide, we have large-scale resistance issues in POA in different turf sectors, but here at the research farm, we know that this population that we're testing on for this trial you'll see today is herbicide susceptible. As is the case with all of our research trials at the university, everything is replicated. We tend to do all of our field work in 4 replications. What we've done today is we've pulled out a single replication of one trial to really hone in on some key treatments for you. You've seen in other videos a concept of building out a programmatic approach where you might take a season-long POA control program in Bermuda grass, and if you're in Knoxville, maybe you're making an application in September and then doing things on 90-day intervals throughout the remainder of the fall, winter, and early spring. If you're in a different part of the country, maybe those intervals are a little tighter. Maybe they're 60 days or even shorter than that, depending on where you are. What the trial that is in front of me focuses on is kind of applications in the middle part of that series. So these would be early post applications, something that you might make in Knoxville in an October-November window. And I really want to hone in on a use pattern that we get a lot of questions about for golf courses, which is, what do I do for green surrounds or collars right up next to the putting surface? A lot of the herbicides that we use on fairways, we can't put on putting greens, particularly if we're managing a warm season grass like Bermuda grass or zoysia grass on fairways and collars, and we have creeping bent grass on greens. A lot of our tools won't work. One of the tools that we have had great success with in trials has been Freehand, which is a granular herbicide with 2 active ingredients, dimethenamid, which is the active ingredient in Tower, which you will see in this test, and then pendimethalin, which is the active ingredient in Pendulum AquaCap, which you will also see in this test. And the idea behind this trial is to look at granular applications of Freehand, delivering that on that granular carrier and comparing it to using the same AIs, but delivering them as liquids. So we'll start here. This is an application of Freehand. This is 200 pounds per acre of Freehand, and we use an emergence model to time when those applications are made. We know through previous research that POA will emerge in Bermuda grass when our soil temperatures, our 7-day average is 66 Fahrenheit or cooler, and we have some moisture within that 7-day window. So this application was made on October 22nd at 200 pounds per acre with Freehand as a granular carrier. You can see our control here compared to our non-treated that we looked at earlier is fairly good, but this is not perfect. What's really interesting is this plot that's in front of me now. This is the same active ingredient load of pendimethalin and dimethenamid that we have in Freehand, but here we've applied it as liquids. So this is a liquid application, Pendulum AquaCap mixed with Tower, and our control is markedly less than when we use the granular. So the question becomes why? And the hypothesis that we have here at UT Extension is it might be because the AquaCap in Pendulum is microencapsulated. The formulation is such that it delays the release of the pendimethalin, and that might hurt us from a control standpoint. The reason we say that, so this is the same AI load as a 200 pound per acre application of Freehand, but now instead of using Pendulum AquaCap, we're using an old formulation of Pendulum 3.3 EC, non-microencapsulated, mixed with Tower obviously, and we have much better control when we compare this to using the microencapsulated formulation. Still not perfect, and it's a single application. It's not really supposed to be perfect, but it has certainly moved the needle the direction we want to grow compared to our non-treated control. So the next plot we'll look at, this is 2 applications of Freehand. Sequential treatments at 150 pounds per acre. And I'd say that this is fairly common practice in the golf course industry in Tennessee. Our timings here, we're trying to use that model to our advantage, where we put the first application out before soil temperatures cool to 66, and then the next application once they've passed that 66 window. So for this treatment series, the first application was October 3rd, the second application was October 29th, and in that period, that's when we hit the trigger for annual bluegrass emergence to really escalate within this Tifway stand. Next plot, so this is the same sequential application concept with freehand, but here we have 2 applications at 200 pounds per acre. Now, the next plot is our sequential application concept, Pendulum AquaCap plus Tower, and if we make 2 applications of the liquid, we kind of alleviate some of that reduced control from having the microencapsulated formulation. We saw earlier a single application of this treatment, reduced control compared to the granular product. Here, when we make 2 applications, we don't see that same effect. This is Pendulum, the old formulation, the 3.3 EC mixed with Tower, applied sequentially. And then finally, this is 2 applications of Tower alone with no pendulum included. And we have this in the test to really illustrate the point that all of these application programs, whether it's freehand as a granule or a pendulum Tower mix, what's really doing the work on the POA when you make those applications in October, it's the Tower. If one looks at the Tower product label, there's use directions on there to not apply this to turf when POA annua is part of the turf stand, because it will kill the POA annua that's there. It has activity post, particularly on young POA plants, and we can really see that here. Here we have Tower applied October 3rd, followed by October 29th, and overall, the control from that sequential Tower series is fairly good. So for me, if I'm working with a golf course and maybe they don't want to go down the road of Pendulum AquaCap because they struggled with it before in a liquid, there's really no magic to the group 3 part of this. That's just to extend that residual protection barrier. Tower's really what's helping us move things the direction we want to go the most. We can put another group 3 product with it and do much of the same.